You mentioned Jordan Peterson already. You've obviously spent a lot of time with him on the public scene and private. You've toured together. You've interviewed him on the Rubin Report. What have you learned from spending a lot of time with Jordan Peterson, who has recently come back onto the internet? Everyone saw his YouTube video the other day. I think it's a great thing for the world to have him back.
Yeah, well, we needed him, man. We really did need him. You know, some of the chaos I think that we're all feeling right now, had Jordan been here this entire time, I think it actually could have helped. That's how truly influential he was worldwide. Mm-hmm. I actually think that the message about clean your room before you clean the world and the rest of the 12 rules, I think we're affecting so many people in such a big way. And his disappearance, I think, actually has left a hole that certainly I and nobody I know can fill. From, you know, you add me and Rogan and everybody else, we can't fill that hole. So we miss Jordan. I personally miss him. And I was glad to see that video, obviously, and I've had some communication privately with him in the last little bit. I can tell you this about Jordan. Jordan, the man that you saw publicly, was exactly the same man that I know privately. There was not even the slightest bit of difference. You know, sometimes public people, actors particularly, and comedians especially, they're one way off camera and then the camera turns on. And by the way, this isn't even a judgment call. Comics especially, it's like you turn it on when the camera's on. You can't be doing that thing all the time, right? You can't be that every second of the day. So there's a certain type of person, though, that, you know, might be one way off camera, camera goes on, then they're in their persona mode or something like that. Jordan was exactly the same way always. He cared about the exact same things. He treated people the exact same way. The amount of people that I saw this guy have a hand in ultimately fixing themselves, I mean, it was just absolutely incredible. So I have nothing but love and admiration for him, and I look forward to seeing him back. Hopefully, not just in a little webcam video on YouTube, but really back in action. But my guess is that probably doesn't happen until sometime next year.
Obviously, Jordan wrote 12 Rules for Life. So turning it to you, what would be some of Dave Rubin's rules to live a better, happier, more successful life?
Yeah, well, I do some of this. I don't lay out rules in the steadfast way that Jordan does in 12 Rules, but chapter 10 of Don't Burn This Book, I do lay out some of the techniques that have been helpful to me. You know, a lot of them are related to technology, because I think that, you know, technology, as I keep telling people, you know, it's like fire. Fire, yeah, it's good. It can warm you up and it can boil your water. It can also burn you, and, you know, a fire can cause your house to burn down. So it is what it is, and it's up to you to use it for good and bad. I think social media has done amazing things. Here we are talking right now, like, that's pretty great. But at the same time, you can get addicted to it. You can get sucked into it. The misinformation, the obsession, all of those things are real. Those things are real. So one of the things that I tell people, well, you know, I do August off the grid, where I have no phone, no news, no current events, no nothing. And it's 1 month out of the year, 1 out of the 12 months that I take to reset and get a little perspective and come back feeling fresh and ready to go. And it's been very helpful for me. I know that not everybody can do that. But, you know, if you just try not to be on the machines on the weekend, I try my hardest not to really be on there. I try not to tweet on the weekends. Every now and again I do. I'm not saying these are like, you know, biblical rules that, you know, 10 commandments here. But if you try to control these things, you know, don't bring your phone in your bedroom. Your phone shouldn't be the last thing you see before bed and the first thing you see in the morning. Little things like that, I think can help people get back to, well, it's just getting back to living the way we lived 20 years ago, which in retrospect maybe wasn't that bad.